Hey everyone, welcome to the Gootz cast for Monday, May 11th. We just saw Raw. This is the post-Raw baby shower with me and
Yeah,
Andrew Lee. How are you, Andrew Lee?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
I am just, I woke up this morning. Sometimes I want us to get more listeners, but then I looked up wrestling Twitter. I got up this morning at 10 a.m. to use the bathroom, and they were arguing over this guy was trying to make a big deal that Undertaker wore a Blue Lives Matter shirt, that he's a racist, and there's a big thing about his fucking shirt. And I just want to be like, who gives a fuck what shirt this guy wears? Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
And and then I went back to sleep. And then when I woke up last night, Brian Alvarez called the Bailey Tamina match one of the worst matches, just such a fucking horrendous match, and nobody could like it. And of course, the clip gained a lot of views on Twitter. Look, we're never, look, now that I watch all of this, like I barely watched my Monday Night Gootz show at Caroline's. I just watched the pay-per-views when I was home. But if I had a spot at Governor's, I would go do it. On a Sunday, or if I had a road gig, I would go do it. But now that I'm actually sitting at home watching, it's not as bad as these fucking guys put it out to be. But I feel like if they talk like we do, if they're honest like me and you, and they're like, yeah, it was okay, they won't get the hits on Twitter. Like, at least the outrage. They have to go and say everything is the fucking worst. Everything is just fucking horrendous. AEW, they have to like live that gimmick now. Because if you think that Bailey match is like a horrendous match, you're a fucking idiot. It was okay. It wasn't great, but it also wasn't the worst fucking thing I've ever seen. You have to be a fucking jerk off to think like that.
It was just a match.
It was just a match. It was just two.
Yeah.
It was fine, and they're going on about Tamina's 40. And
I've seen worse matches than that on AEW.
Yeah.
Nyla Rose has had really fucking bad matches.
Yeah, no, Nyla Rose, but and then they go like Tamina didn't sell the water. Well, how is she supposed to sell the water? Like it's holy water? Like she's a vampire and it's holy water? Like it's water.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
no matter, she woke up a little bit from the water. How is she supposed? Water doesn't hurt.
Did he really say that was the worst match?
One of the worst matches, yeah. Him and the other guy.
One of the worst matches. He really said that.
Let me want me to find the clip.
Yeah. Find the clip of it, because usually I don't think would.
It just feels like now that I'm watching these shows that these guys are just making up shit to get hits.
Yeah, they're
like over exaggerating.
I used to listen to them to get a recap of Raw and SmackDown because I wasn't watching those shows. But now that I'm watching it, and they're giving me, and then I listen to little clips, I'm just like, I wasn't that bad, or it wasn't.
Yeah.
And you're right. If you are overcritical on things, it's going to bring more viewers, which is probably why we don't have. If you're overly negative, you're going to have more viewers, which is probably why we don't have as many.
Yeah,
we don't. But I'm just trying to be honest. I'm just trying to be fair. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. That's all it is. I don't care who makes it.
I'm not gonna. Boy, this guy tweets a lot. Okay, here it is. Finally.
Reddit thought this match was great. Bullshit. Absolute. The Ryan Sattins of the world and the Reddit thought this match was great. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Is there no shame? Fuck, dude. This match, this match was okay if you were expecting the worst match you've ever seen. But fuck, that's the only way that you could say that this match was any good.
This is better than the worst match I've ever seen, and maybe like 5 and 6 more. This match is horrible. This match is awful. Since I had my age-related kick in there, and I had nothing else to do, because this match was so shitty, I didn't want to watch it. I started searching who else in this show is 40. Morrison's 40. Miz is 40 in October. Tamina Snuka, everyone.
This guy's not even paying attention to the match. He's researching ages.
Yeah. If you're waiting for her to break out, if you're waiting for her to improve, no. The ship has sailed. She's over the hill. She's going to get worse.
Vinny.
Exhibit A, this match was worse than anything she's done before. It's fucking shitty. They're just laying there doing nothing. Tamina's laying on the mat completely blown up and useless. And Bailey and Sasha are so bored of themselves, they stop to have a chat and drink some water. And they pour water on her. She can't even sell the water because she's so completely blown up. Michael Cole reminds them, this is a championship match, and you couldn't tell. There was no sign this was a championship match. I had forgotten. This didn't seem like anything important to me. Tamina somehow makes a comeback.
They have to
She
rehearse
goes
this
to the
before they go.
spot where she jumps off the.
They have to.
I think they were saying it was the worst because people were saying it was so good. That's
It
what
was
it sounds like.
fine. It wasn't. But like that's. Look, if somebody got me Edge and Randy Orton WrestleMania was the match of the year, that deserves that kind of reaction. It was fun. It was just like nothing really. They're going on and on. She didn't sell the water. Bailey and Sasha are so bored. They're being heels. They're
She didn't sell the water.
The heel thing to do is to act like Tamina ain't nothing and just fucking talk. They're being heels. They're healing. These fucking idiots.
She didn't sell the water. Okay.
She didn't sell the water.
She didn't sell the water. She should have been like, "Oh, I'm drowning."
Oh, God. Water. Oh, I think she should have reacted by covering her face like Rey Mysterio when the trainers came down and they took her away. And she's like, I just never thought I could hit with water. She should have sold it like Jimmy Snuka sold the coconut her dad.
Is this Dasani? No.
Dasani.
I can't take Dasani and ice. That's stupid. All right, let's start this, man.
Okay.
All right. Raw is brought to us by Samoa Joe, Tom Phillips, and Brian Saxton. I don't think this is live.
No, it wasn't because I got spoiled on the Becky Lynch thing. So
yeah, it starts off with Becky Lynch walking out towards the ring with the Money in the Bank briefcase without the title belt around her waist. Mm-hmm. And she sets it up, she props it up, and she's already being a bit dramatic. She's like tearing up and stuff. Asuka comes out. Asuka's all flipping out. Becky Lynch opens up the briefcase to say like, hey, I asked that this get elevated before it happened. She opens it up. Inside is actually the title and not the contract saying you are now the champion. Asuka does some of the funniest gloating I've ever seen somebody do. Where, can you imagine when, you know when like Shawn Michaels had to like relinquish his like title because like if the person had just like acted like this, it would have been hilarious. Like somebody's so sad and somebody's just going crazy and ape shit. And then Becky goes, she's genuinely happy for Asuka. Says, hey, you're the only one who beat me when nobody else could. You go ahead, be the warrior, while I go be a mother. Asuka's like, oh, you're a mother. They're both baby faces now. They hug. Becky's crying. She goes away. And then she's in a backstage segment where everybody comes out and congratulates Becky. We're talking like Rey Mysterio comes out, says, hey, I know what it's like being a parent. Natalya is there. Street Profits, R-Truth. Even Tozawa, he came out. You saw him at the end where at the end of the segment, he jobbed out to somebody.
And then he lost it. And then Becky Lynch beat him while pregnant.
Yeah.
She just beat him up.
Becky Lynch's fetus pinned him. But, yeah, he was out there. Everybody was out there congratulating. What did you think about this whole segment? They jumped right into this.
I think they had to. It was great. I thought it was really well done. I thought who really made it was Asuka. Her facial expressions when she found out she was pregnant. What I like about a good wrestling character is when the character becomes a human being for a second and like while being in character. So like she like completely dropped. She didn't drop. She was still Asuka. She was still in character, but she was showing human emotion. What I mean by that is she was so blown away that Becky was pregnant. That's such a woman-to-woman response to find out that your friend is pregnant, that she was still doing the Asuka, but she was like almost taken aback and like emotional about Becky's pregnancy. And I think it added a lot. I think if anyone else was out there, it would have been corny. If Charlotte or Bailey had been out there or Sasha or even Ronda Rousey. I don't know why Ronda Rousey would show up for this, but I'm just saying, like anybody else, or even if Seth Rollins was out there, I think Asuka was the perfect person for this.
Yeah.
It was about as well done as you could do it without a crowd. It would have been amazing with a crowd to just see like the reaction she would have got from the crowd when she was leaving, and when Asuka and her hugged, and Asuka's going Becky. I think all that stuff would have been really cool to see with a crowd. But I thought they handled it really well. I thought it was really well done. And, you've got to, like, basically set – you couldn't hype this up the whole show. You had to, like, kind of lead with it and, like really, okay, Asuka's the new champ and Becky's done. Like, there's no more Becky show. It's now the Oscar show. So I thought it was really good.
I wish you hadn't spoiled this for me.
Oh well, sorry. You
Yeah.
like being spoiled. You like when I went to go see the Marvel movies, you'd be like, tell me what happens.
I do, but this was something that I was like, man.
I was spoiled, and I still thought it was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome, but it would have been like, oh man, imagine I had just found that while watching. It would have been actually cooler. But it was good, overall good. First match we have is Bobby Lashley versus Humberto Carrillo in a no disqualification match. This match, Lashley was intense. Did you see when they did a close up of his face, and it looked like his eyes were popping out of his fucking head? He did this. There was a moment where, I mean, this match started getting hard, where Bobby Lashley was outside the ring and he was holding a chair up to his face, and Humberto Carrillo drop kicks basically the chair right into his face. It was like a chair shot to the face, really.
Yeah.
And then there was even a point where Bobby Lashley had Humberto Carrillo, and then he did a fireman's carry, and then he just slammed him into the post. That looked pretty devastating. That BobbyLashley wins with a full Nelson, which is very weird.
That was cool.
It's weird.
Well, I think that's his new finisher.
Yeah, there's too many people in WWE who were using a spear.
Yeah.
You know? There's too many.
Yeah,
and
too many.
There's
especially now Edge is back.
Edge, Lashley, Braun Strowman, well, not Braun Strowman, Edge, Lashley,
let's even count Goldberg.
Goldberg,
Charlotte.
Roman Reigns, you know.
Charlotte
too many people. Yeah, so using a full Nelson is fine. What do you think about this match?
I liked it. I like the fact that Lashley is finally showing some
no Lana.
Killer instinct.
Yeah, no Lana at ringside. It wasn't like a squash or anything, but he had majority of the offense, and he looked intense. That was the whole point of this, was to make Bobby Lashley look intense. What was not intense was the next segment, which was the Street Profits. You know, they're doing this. They're beatboxing and talking about how, hey, the Viking Raiders City could beat us in anything we do. Let's challenge them to a basketball match or a game or whatever the fuck it's called.
Spoiler alert, all of this was fucking garbage of the highest order. I thought last week they had the best match on the show. You want to fuck, and I'm sure they'll bitch about this, Brian Alvarez. Like, this was awful. This was the worst thing in human history, and it ruined Raw, and it ruined my life and my children. I'm gonna have to put them up for adoption.
Well, he's not exactly wrong. This was
pretty fucking bad. Every single segment. This did the Viking Raiders no fucking favors. Oh, it was atrocious.
So this segment is broken into 3 different segments, but the first segment is then the Street Profits talking about how they're gonna have a basketball game. They cut to the Street Profits, and
they cut the Street Profits cut to the Viking Raiders.
Hansen is holding the basketball like it's the first time he's seeing a basketball. He's poking at it. And they're just like, oh, I guess, we'll beat them in basketball. And I'm already going like, oh, I cannot watch this. I can't.
You know what's so weird about WWE? Like, they'll do stuff like the Undertaker thing and the Becky Lynch segment up top, and they respect the audience's intelligence. Like, it's like, all right, we know you're not idiots. This is what's going on. And you're like, okay, great. And then they do dumb shit like this, like 30 minutes later, and you're like, do you think we're idiots or do you think we're smart? Like, what do you like? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't like give us this Becky Lynch thing and then do this to where he's like, I don't know what a basketball is. Like, really?
Yeah, he was like, oh, what is this? That was so stupid. Asuka's backstage getting interviewed about her championship belt, and then Kairi comes, and they're just both being Japanese, and then they showed an Orton Edge package because they're gonna be closing out the show later tonight. And then they showed Selena Vega's group arguing in the back, but you can't understand what it's about because the announcers are speaking over them. And then it automatically comes into a match number 2, which is Tozawa versus Angel Garza. And what I fucking hated about this is that they started showing you the match mid-match.
You know what I hated? You know what I hate about this?
Why? They don't have to do this.
I know, but you know what I hated about it?
What?
Fucking Tozawa being treated like a fucking, the jobbers, like Humberto, what's his name? Hector Garza is just, I could do this all day. And like treating a Tozawa like he's a fucking child that he's just beating the shit out of. Like Tozawa, like, but then on Wednesday we gotta take this fucking guy seriously when he's like beating up everybody in the cruiserweight tournament. Like, come on, stop treating. Can't you get that fucking Isaiah Denzel Washington the second, third, where the fuck that NXT jobber is? Get him in the. Why? This is why NXT ratings are in the toilet. So now you expect me to watch this guy and that fat Cameron Grimes on Wednesday? I don't know why AEW's beating NXT because this fucking bullshit. I thought it was so stupid. By the way,
Angel Garza. Hector Garza is his late great uncle.
Well, fuck him too.
Well, actually, Angel Garza on the Indies, he was calling himself Hector Garza Jr. So you're actually not wrong.
Well, as long as it was Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah. But anyway, what was interesting about this is, they start the match mid-match, which they didn't have to because this is not live. And Angel Garza's beating the crap out of Tozawa, and he's jaw-jacking at Austin Theory, which shows that there's some kind of dissension between this group, those two guys. He hits the wing clipper while staring right at Austin Theory. Angel wins, and then everybody comes into the ring. Austin Theory and Angel Garza are like really about to go at it. Drew McIntyre's music hit. He comes out. He challenges all of them. They end up pushing Austin Theory right into a fucking Claymore. He gets knocked out. Then Angel Garza gets hit with a Claymore. So they both look like idiots. And it leads to match number 3 after commercial break, which is Drew McIntyre versus Andrade again. And this was actually a good match. This was very good.
Match. These guys always have good matches. Yeah.
Yeah, these guys always do have good matches together. When you look at them, Drew McIntyre is way bigger. And he was dominating. But then Andrade went underneath the ring, pulled Drew McIntyre into when he went to go get him, and he hurt his left shoulder. And then basically this whole entire match is now Andrade working on the left shoulder, the whole match. And then he he's working on as much as he can, but obviously he gets hit with a Claymore and Drew McIntyre wins. What'd you think about this match?
I thought it was great. These two always deliver. I just wish it wasn't that stupid, awful, fucking stupid segment for that. Again, you can't have Akira Tozawa. If they have Akira Tozawa win that tournament and still lose like a fucking idiot on Raw, I'm gonna blow my fucking brains out. Like and that is a problem. That's a problem. I mean, let alone that they're wrestling during pandemics. Now they have pregnant women on the show during a pandemic. I don't know. But but other than that, I thought this match was good, and I thought Drew's post-match promo was good, except the fact it's leading to a Baron Corbin match. That'll drive people away.
Yeah. Drew McIntyre, after this match, he grabs the mic in the ring and he starts cutting a promo, and he goes like, hey, it's a Claymore party. He's like, you always got to be dressed for a Claymore party, which I like. And he almost curses. He almost says the F word. But he stops himself. And he goes, yeah, there's a brand invite, meaning that people from SmackDown can come over now. Further proving that NXT is not one of the third brands, because they did not mention it. They just mentioned SmackDown. And Corbin he's gonna be challenging Corbin next week. So that's that to know. Then they show Bobby Lashley with MVP in a backstage segment. I like this a lot. Where MVP,
this was really good because they drew upon the history of the company.
Yeah, and then MVP's like, hey man, like you look good. You gotta change your mindset. Almost like a coach kind of mentality. And then as he's walking away, he runs into Lana, and then he goes, "You guys should consider me for a manager." And Lana just screams, "Who do you think you are?"
Yeah.
I thought it was very funny.
I liked MVP and Lashley's energy together.
Mm-hmm.
They got to get rid of Lana. Give her the walking papers. Let her be with Rusev. I mean,
yeah,
I think she's really hurting Lashley at this point.
I would like to see MVP in this like manager kind of role where he's like advising a couple of guys. He even mentioned like, when was the last time you got a title shot? And that was to Lashley. Yeah, he's like to Lashley, and it was like wow, very poignant. I liked it. We go to match number 4. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, who are from SmackDown with the women's tag team titles, they're coming out here to do their show. Iconics make their return, which leads to an automatic match between them. Basic match, nothing special, but Iconics win with like a double team flapjack on Nikki. What'd you think?
I like this whole thing too. I like the girl. I like the match. It was basic, but it was it was fine. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, it's not like an amazing match, but it's
Mhm.
just, it's a nice way to see, the Iconics have returned. That's
Yeah, it's
basically
good
what
to have
it
the
is.
Iconics back too.
Yeah, it's good to just like have a team return. Then you had Rey Mysterio backstage getting interviewed about him getting thrown off the roof and explaining how he's not dead. He got thrown off into
And
a
to the secondary
secondary
roof,
roof.
there's always like 2 or 3 roofs on every
Yeah,
building.
and like Aleister Black, my partner, also got thrown and landed right next to me. That's why we're still here. That was very funny. Then he's mentioning his match with Seth Rollins tonight. They show Seth. He comes up to Ray. He looks disheveled. He looks a little chubby. And Ray congratulates Seth on becoming a father. And Seth just looks at him, doesn't say anything, and walks away. And Ray's like, what a dick. And I fucking love that. That was
That
good.
was great the way Ray did that. Do you think he's like, okay, so Becky's happy, she's crying, everyone's celebrating with her. Seth looks disheveled and mortified. Then when he's hurting Ray, he goes, "That wasn't. This isn't your fault, Ray. This isn't your fault, right?"
Yeah,
And then in the back, he goes to Ray, "I don't know what happened. Do you think they're gonna do a storyline where Seth's not the father?"
maybe, but you have to also give Seth Rollins props on his performances tonight. He was good.
No, he had good performances for the first time, I think.
Yeah.
But do you? I just thought so everyone just is assuming he's the dad, and he knows he's not the dad, which is why he's freaking out because
That could be a possible storyline they're doing. Yes.
because it's like I don't know. There's something going on with the character. Yeah.
I really like this dynamic of husband and wife, where they've made a baby, she's pregnant, but the wife is someone who everybody loves. Meanwhile, the husband is someone who everybody hates.
That's what it always happens. The girls never pick the normal guy. They always pick the fucking jerk off.
Yeah, but I like this dynamic of like how in this world we have the wife is someone who everybody loves and adores, and the husband someone who everybody hates, and they're just like together. It's just, I like it a lot, and Seth playing his role very well. Tonight is a night we also saw another return, the return of Pretty Ricky, right? R-Truth's character. In match number 5, we have R-Truth, Ricochet, and Cedric Alexander versus Brendan Vink, Shane Thorne, and MVP. And this whole match, they basically keep cutting back to R-Truth on the apron where he's got the fake teeth in his mouth and he's crossing his eyes to be Pretty Ricky. I could not stop laughing during this match. I was laughing my ass off every time they kept showing Pretty Ricky. This match was good too. Like there was a point where I think R-Truth does a split in the ring. He gets up and he kicks one of Shane Thorne's legs, so he does a split in the ring, but it pains him. Match happens. I think Ricochet does like a moonsault to the outside under everybody. R-Truth hits the lie detector, also known as the What's Up, on MVP, covers him for the win. They win. Bobby Lashley comes in, spears R-Truth. Him and MVP have an alliance, and they walk out. Did you like this match?
I like the ending. I like the stuff with Bobby Lashley. The match was fun, just too much comedy during the match. The Pretty Ricky thing. He hasn't done that in years. And
You don't think that's funny? It's so funny, dude.
It is, but like again, like I need more focus on Ricochet and Cedric. I don't like this humor, and I did like what Lashley did to him at the end. I thought that was good.
Every time you're just watching this match, and then as the match is happening, they would just cut to
just flip to Pretty
Ricky with his eyes crossed. I'm just like, I was just dying. I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah,
and it was up to this point where I was like, this is like a very, very entertaining Raw.
It was. You know what? It felt like this is the first Raw since the shutdown where it felt like a real big deal.
Yeah,
mainly because of Becky.
Yeah, this felt like it started off hot. There was only up to this point. There's still just only been one shitty little segment, and it was like it was not even a minute. Then you have a backstage Jinder Mahal interview, and this is great. I thought he mentions how he's had 10 months off, and since he's been off, his good friend Drew McIntyre has become champion, and how he wants to take that same road of becoming having a hero's journey. And I like that because it sets up it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, but they're planting the seeds to like a possible future Jinder Mahal.
I think they'll have a match.
Thing.
I think they'll have a match. I think
no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. His whole interview was him going like, yeah, I want to try to be a good guy, But it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
But I do think that they're going to build towards Drew and I was about to say Muhammad Hassan, Jinder Mahal, yeah.
Yeah, Jinder Mahal and Drew. That's right. They planted the seed. They're planting the seeds right now. This is just going to build to it, which I like. So this was a good backstage segment. Then they had a Shayna Baszler backstage interview, and they're asking her about Becky's announcement, and she calls Becky stupid for getting pregnant during this run. Yeah. And then she goes, that kid's going to suck. You know who the dad is, right? Come on, right? Like, I loved it. This was amazing. Yeah. Both those were amazing.
Hold on. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I got to see something. Hold on. Listen, I'm proud of you. I thought this was a great interview. I thought this was great for her character. A lot of good stuff tonight on Raw.
Yeah.
You know who the father is.
Yeah, a lot of not just good wrestling, a lot of good backstage segments were good. There were like a lot of good backstage segments tonight too.
I think there's some weird there's a weird thing going on with Seth. First of all, I don't think Seth should be wrestling unless she's going to be away from him while she's pregnant. Let's not going to be together. But if he's still going back home and like, I don't know, fucking her in the ass while she's pregnant during COVID, I mean, that kind of defeats the purpose of her being home if he's on the road. I don't know. I just think they're playing with fire. But if they want a stillborn baby, that's fine by me. But,
yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. But I just know that this segment was great.
No, it's great. I'm just talking about, like, what I wonder what's it's weird to me that Seth's going to stay on the road. I thought they were going to write him out tonight, and they didn't yet. So,
yeah. Who knows? Maybe they will. You never know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to do. They showed the Undertaker document series video package, and then they show AJ Styles watching it backstage, and he throws popcorn at it, and then he just, like, gets up and leaves.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah. Then they have match number 6, Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black versus Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. Seth Rollins comes out looking like a zombie. His hair is disheveled. Mm-hmm. He's just staring. This is basically a handicap match. Now, remember, up until this point, I am just thinking this is one of the best Raws I'm watching. I'm like, I legit was like, what's wrong? Raw's usually not this good ever.
Yeah.
I was going like, this is just very weird. It's been a very entertaining Raw. It's very funny. But anyway, Murphy is taking on Rey and Aleister Black. Because Seth is just standing in the ring apron, just staring off into the distance. Yeah. They cut to commercial. I don't know if you noticed this, but when they came back from commercial break, they actually before the match started, they showed Becky Lynch and Vince McMahon when it was in one of those like WrestleMania like.
Yeah, they were just hugging. There was no sound. It was very weird. Volume. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very weird, but I think they did it on purpose. They put that in there on purpose, 100%, but there was no sound. And then they came back, and then the match started. Everything's back to normal. Seth is not moving at all. He's just standing on the ring apron. Murphy's taking on both of them. They come to a commercial break. Murphy's doing very good, but Rey is a little annoyed at Seth. So Rey gets kind of thrown into Seth's corner, and he elbows Seth in the gut, knocking Seth off the ring apron. He tries to hit a 619 on Buddy Murphy. Seth grabs Rey's legs, pulls him out of the ring, and the ref calls for a DQ, which was really stupid because I don't know why that would have called for a DQ. But then, Aleister Black gets knocked out. Basically, Seth takes Rey, puts his eye on the corner of the steel steps and starts like jamming his head in there,
which was intense.
That was very intense. And then they go to commercial. They come back from commercial. They're working on Rey's eye. It's all bloody. And Aleister Black's over there with him. Seth Rollins comes in with Buddy Murphy. He's like, I don't know what happened. You all right? And then Buddy Murphy and Black start fighting. Adam Pearce and Sanjay Dutt come out to like break them
Keep
up.
forgetting
which
that
I like.
Sanjay Dutt. I keep not realizing that's him.
What did you think about this whole thing, the match and the segment?
I thought it was good. I think they're building towards something interesting with Seth. I think either he's nervous about having a kid because he knows everybody hates him.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not the dad, or he's having a mental breakdown because he lost to the Fiend, he lost to this guy, and he's going to be a father. It's all tied in, I think, with Seth. Because why would you not? Your girlfriend just announced that, or your fiance even just announced, like, I'm having a kid and I'm taking time away to be with my kid, and you're like, oh, in this whole space, and the other characters are acknowledging that you are the father of the kid. It's not like they're pretending like Becky got pregnant with some unknown dude somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's good. I think it's leading towards something interesting with Seth. Again, I question when if your girlfriend's pregnant and I don't know if they live together. Maybe they don't. But if you like,
they're not married, right? They're just engaged, right?
Yeah, they might live together. But I mean, they're gonna have to eventually live together when this fucking kid shows up. So, I question a lot. I question living with someone who's pregnant and going on the road like this while that's happening. Roman just had newborn baby. His wife is pregnant. He's not going anywhere. And for Seth to stay on the road, if Seth stays on the road and Roman doesn't, Vince is never going to push Roman ever again when he comes back. Because Seth went on the road and his baby mama was the man. Your baby mama's a whore. So,
yeah, I mean, the DQ just on this segment alone, I don't whatever happens at home, I don't actually even care. But what this match, it had
definitely set up an interesting storyline.
Yeah, it was a stupid DQ finish that made no sense, but the intensity afterwards was good, and it's leading somewhere, so I gave it a pass.
I think we're going to see Rey Mysterio, Seth Rollins at Backlash.
Yes, and I think
and that'll be a great match.
Yeah, it's it might be good, and so far I've been I'm like, yeah, I'll still say this is a very, very fun Raw that we're watching, and it was at this point it was around 10:30. And I was like, there's 30 minutes left of the show. And I started getting worried. I was like, man, this has been a really good Raw. Please don't fuck it up. Please don't fuck it up. And they managed to fuck it up.
With that basketball?
And they had the Street Profits versus the War Machine, Viking Raiders. Yeah, Viking Raiders basketball game. And the Viking Raiders still don't know what basketball is. And they're showing it, and
it goes on and
on. Street Profits are winning. Viking Raiders are just doing everything wrong. Did you like this?
No. It was horrible.
I know somebody.
When the Street Profits yell like that, like I just wish there was someone on set be like, listen, we want to like you guys. Stop screaming. Yeah. Stop screaming at every oh my god! And the Viking Raiders have no charisma when they talk. This was just, and they just fucking let these four assholes wrestle.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is horrible.
This undid everything they did last week.
Oh, it undid everything they've done their entire lives.
Yeah.
It undid New Japan.
I actually know somebody who liked this, and they were like, "I like it because I like basketball," and I was like, that shit was not basketball. That was not basketball.
She was a bad fucking Seinfeld sketch.
It wasn't funny. It made the Viking Raiders look like idiots. And it actually made the Street Profits look like bullies because they're taking advantage of people who don't know how to play basketball.
And also idiots.
It did nothing. This segment did nothing. Yeah. One thing I will give it is that it was short. Right, so I was like, all right, at least it was short. We get a Shayna and Natalya backstage segment where Natalya is like, how dare you say that about a mom? And which I liked. Natalya was like, she stands for like honor and stuff, and then setting up a match for later.
And I love how Shayla was like, you never have a baby.
Stupid basketball segment. Yeah. This was a good segment between those two. Then they come back to this stupid basketball segment again, and it turns out the Viking Raiders do know what basketball is. And they were lying the whole time and Hansen or Igor, whatever his name is, starts throwing a whole bunch of like Steve Curry threes from downtown and stuff. And I'm like, they didn't like, normally when you see something like this happen in a TV show or something like that, or a movie, what they do is they go, hey, how about we play double or nothing, put some money on the line now.
Yeah.
And then you fall for it, and then you get hustled, and that other team who was faking like they suck, they start doing it. They did none of that. They just lost the game on purpose for whatever reason, and then now all of a sudden they're really good at basketball. This made no fucking sense. This was really stupid.
It was horrendous. Yeah, and then like why didn't you just beat the Street Profits at basketball? You know what would be more interesting if they actually had like a real basketball game, the two teams. Like this whole I don't know what basketball is like, and the Street Profits be like, if they actually had like an actual like competitive basketball game, that would have been more interesting than the dumb shit we fucking saw tonight.
This made Apollo Crews cry. That's how bad this was. It was like, this was bad. This brought down a whole grade. This brought Raw down a whole grade. Legit went from being a great show to just back again. It was okay. This is an okay show now. It's like, it's an okay show again. They had Shayna Baszler versus Natalya. This match was good. This had no business being this good.
This was a really good match.
They have been jobbing out Natalya to everybody for the past year or so.
But she always still manages to get over again.
Yeah, and this match, Natalya was so good. She was talking trash, calling her bitch the whole time. There was a point where Natalya's on the corner and Shayna kicks her leg out so that Natalya falls on her ass. And Natalya looks at her in shock and she goes, you know what? I'm going to give it to you. But she was like,
"So you got bitch?"
Yeah, she was like, first, you fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, like something like that. Like it goes, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, or something like that. Whatever the fuck. And then she gets into the quarter again, and Shayna tries to do it again, and she can't because Natalya's smart. She's not gonna fucking fall for it again. And I love that. And then she, it shows Natalya's a fucking veteran, and it's a competitive match. Even like Natalya's talking so much. She called her a fake wrestler. Remember when she called her a fake wrestler? She's like, you fake wrestler. Everything. I loved it. But Natalya takes a knee to the face, a brutal knee to the face. She loses. Shayna wins. This was very, very good. It made Shayna look like so much more of a heel, because she is. She's supposed to be a bad guy. They showed a pointless Baron Corbin backstage segment. And then they had a even more pointless Edge segment where Edge comes to the ring, talks a little bit. Then Randy Orton comes out, congratulates him. His music hits. He's about to leave. Comes back into the ring. He goes, I challenge you to a regular straight-up wrestling match at Backlash. And they're just standing there. Edge is like,
Edge got nervous.
Yeah, he's in shock. And what's her stupid name? What's that? Charlie Caruso comes in and goes, if they fight, this is going to be the greatest wrestling match ever. Her words. Her words, not mine. Her words. And greatest wrestling. It made me laugh at least, but last two segments were totally pointless. What did you think?
I thought that Edge Randy Orton segment. Baron Corbin, everything he does is garbage. But the Edge Randy Orton segment was fucking horrible. First of all,
so boring.
I did not miss Edge. It was nice to see him. But now it's like, go away again. Like, I didn't miss you. Like, you are so overrated. I really think Edge is one of the most overrated guys. I think he peaked in 2001. And I'm watching some of these old Raws, and he's okay. He's like one of those guys he's like Triple H. WWE has just decided he's going to be a legend, and we all have to fucking treat this guy like a legend. He's all right. But then, like, Randy Orton being like, I'm going to fight you in a wrestling match. And then Edge being nervous. Like, oh my God. Randy Orton's matches are just rest holds for 20 minutes. This isn't like Daniel Bryan, like, I'm going to challenge you to a wrestling match. Or Kurt Angle. This is Randy Orton. It was like, come on.
This also made no sense because Edge just beat him in like a 30-minute last man standing match, and then Randy Orton in his ring's like, I know you still don't have it. No, you're the one who doesn't have it.
Yeah, you lost to a guy.
You lost to this guy. So how does he not have it? You're the one who doesn't have it.
Oh God.
And I don't want to see Edge return to see him fight a guy that I've seen him fight a whole bunch of times when they were both in their prime. I want to see Edge return to fight like a Buddy Murphy or
Seth.
Or Seth, like matchups that I have never seen before. This is not something I want to watch.
Or Daniel Bryan or AJ Styles or
AJ Styles and Edge, exactly. Shinsuke Nakamura. Please. Anybody. Bobby Roode, you know?
Bobby Lashley.
Don't give us matches we've seen already. It's pointless. We've seen them fight in their prime. Why do we want to see them when they're both broken? You know?
But like also like we only have a limited amount of time with Edge. 3 years. Like, why are we wasting most of year one on fucking Randy Orton? It's like, come on, guys. Like, why not just, you know what? Why don't we just fucking have him fight John Cena? Or Big Show.
We just saw them in the last man standing match. They're gonna go backwards now into this is gonna be the greatest wrestling match ever. So
you know what? We should rehire Alberto Del Rio. He's out on bail. Did you see that story about that fucking piece of shit, dude?
I think you're talking about Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah, Alberto Del Rio. You see how he got arrested? Well, he was Edge's last match.
Yeah.
Why not have him fight Edge again?
Yeah. This was a very good Raw until the ending.
Like it fell off a cliff at the end, except for Natalya.
There was one good match, and the rest of it was just like, oh my God, it was. Just,
that Randy Orton Edge segment just was like, oh come on, and then Edge's stupid facial expressions. I'm sorry, I know I'm harping on this. Edge is so overrated. He's so overrated. God, I was so happy he retired.
How did Edge think he could do movies? Right? Like, I don't know. It was like he was acting.
Dude, he was on the Flash. He was on the Flash. He could barely keep up with the kid who plays the Flash, and that kid's a horrible actor. He was like, they were acting circles around him.
I couldn't believe he was like, when I was away, I was acting and stuff. It's like, how are you fucking doing acting? I should be doing acting. I should be fucking movies then. Yeah, this is fucking terrible. Anyway.
Oh God.
Just an okay Raw again.
No, I think it was pretty. You know what? That this Becky thing is going to have long-term repercussions. I think it was they handled it really well. One guy wrote, "This is the most he's been involved. He's been he hasn't been captivated by a role like this in 20 years." But he's one of these guys that also says Corona's fake. So I'm just like, okay.
I mean, if you look at this entire Raw as a whole, and not just look at one segment or so, it was just an okay Raw because this fucking the last 30 minutes. It's like watching a really good movie and then the fucking ending sucks. You're not going to say it's a great movie.
Dave Meltzer once said the Ric Flair Raw where he retires was the best Raw of all time because that segment was so good. And I'm like, no, the rest of the show is ass. It can't just be – you can't have, like, ass for 40 minutes and then the last 10 minutes is fucking incredible. Like, it was – the Becky Lynch segment was incredible, but then you had fucking Street Profits playing basketball and you had fucking Edge be like, oh, wrestling? I don't know if you literally came back to wrestle. It's not like he's challenging you to a go-kart match or something. I don't know.
Raw is a television show. So in order for it to be an amazing Raw, the whole show has to be good. This was not it. This was an okay Raw.
But the Becky Lynch thing is going to be very interesting to see how it plays out. Dude, people are acting like she's not going to come back. I think she will. I think it'll be like a year and a half.
Yeah, you can have a baby and still come back and wrestle at a top level. Mickie James, Lacey Evans, Asuka. It's been proven. So
and she's 33. Even if she takes away 2 years, 35 is still super young. She can come back at 35 and fucking. But you know what though? Sorry. I
was gonna say the only one who couldn't do it again after having a baby was one of the fucking Bellas, but they sucked to begin with anyway.
But you know what? They're making so much money just being cunts. Why do they even need to wrestle?
Yeah, dude.
People love them regardless of their reality show.
You know what they love doing? They love fucking, I guess, fooling Daniel Bryan. That's what they love. I don't know how the hell fucking must be that good. I have no idea.
You think he gets to have 3-ways with them? I hope.
Yes, I think so.
Yes. But the Becky Lynch thing is gonna. I think this throws them for a loop. I'll tell you what though, Becky Lynch and Roman are very lucky because when they come back, and I have to imagine they're not going to come back until there's crowds. I don't think if they're still empty arenas, Corona's still a problem in a year from now. I don't think Becky Lynch is going to come out. I think they'll wait. But when they come out, they'll be over. People are like, they're not over. No, they will be. And I'll tell you why they'll be over. Because Becky and Roman will be the symbols that life is back to normal. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March,
Her baby's going to be born in December.
April.
I read it.
In December?
Yeah. 9 months.
January.
She did an exclusive interview with People magazine that came out.
So she's probably,
I think she might have been pregnant at WrestleMania.
but she's, woof. I hope not at WrestleMania. She was in a match. That kid's gonna come out all fucked up then.
Well, he already was. He was Seth Rollins' kid.
Yeah, but yeah, like, this kid's gonna suck. That's the funniest line for Shayna. Okay, after you have a baby, you usually like 2-3 months away as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So she's not gonna be back until 2021.
Oh yeah,
like,
but in the middle of it,
after the first quarter.
SummerSlam. I'm gonna say SummerSlam 2001. If the world is back to normal, okay. If this virus, if we do this dumb shit like we're doing, like we're gonna ignore this virus, she ain't coming back. But if we have a vaccine and everyone's taking it and the world's back to normal, she will be back, and she'll be over as a symbol of normal. She'll be the symbol that life we can resume life. Both her and Roman, and I think they'll be more over than they ever were. So this is really the best thing. She'll have a baby, which we know that she wanted. She'll get to, everybody loves their child except for, our parents. Well, maybe no, my mom loved me on the years, but she'll get to have a baby, and hold on, and she'll get to be more over than she ever was. And then, if let's say somebody like Mia, what the fuck? Or Io Shirai. Or let's even say like somebody from like Britt Baker comes over. And in, August of 2021, now Britt Baker is suddenly the top star in WWE. When Becky Lynch walks out to challenge whoever this new face, or even Liv Morgan is now like when Becky Lynch walks out and challenges this new face, it is going to be, the pop is going to be huge. And I'm excited. Yeah. It'll be good.
It could even be Ronda. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
So, I think Becky should play the Jericho game and not even hint she's going to come back. So when she does walk out, the pop is going to be amazing. I think this is really good for her.
I think it's good for everybody. And I think this opens up now. We're probably finally really going to get our Asuka versus Shayna Baszler.
I think now they're going to get behind Asuka. I think this segment was Vince and Becky saying that we are now behind Asuka.
Yeah, I'm looking for that match. Sounds like it's gonna be money. Shayna versus Asuka. Ooh.
Yeah. So
that's, usually when Asuka goes against somebody, it looks so lopsided. Like you're like, this is whoever's fighting Asuka is usually an underdog, but Shayna is a monster. She's fucking good, great. I'll tell you what, I am looking forward to reviewing Impact with you. I'll tell you that.
Yes, that's right, folks. So tomorrow, what were you going to say?
No, go ahead.
Tomorrow, we're going to start our weekly Impact reviews. We're also going to talk about AEW Dark. I think. We'll see. But yeah, we're going to start doing a weekly Impact review because nobody demanded it. So we figured we might as well give it to you. Why are you looking forward to this?
Impact has a lot of garbage in it, but Impact also has a lot of good stuff in it too. Johnny Swinger is great. Ace Austin is really good. So I'm looking forward to it. It's tearing it apart and also talking about it because I don't really get to talk about Impact. So
it'll be fun to do. I don't care what anyone says. Impact is still number 2 for me. It's not AEW. It'll always be TNA. I'm sorry. I love watching Impact Plus, dude. I'm watching Impact Plus the other night. So many. I think Impact in like 2009, 2008, even 2010 was just as good as whatever the fuck AEW is putting out now. I know people don't want to admit that, but I think it was. Sorry.
There was a point where TNA used to have a better roster than WWE.
Yeah, well, that's 2010 has an amazing roster.
also put out a lot of garbage. Was the problem, and
their lows were so low that people didn't give a shit about their highs.
That's a good way to describe it. Their lows were so low. Yeah. They were very low.
It would be like they would have a match that was basically a 5-star classic, and then they'd have like 5 basketball segments that we just saw in a row. And then the main event would be another 5-star classic, but people would already be like, "We're out." Like, you know what I mean?
That's what happened. No more fucking basketball. Hope that teaches you a lesson, Junior. No more fucking basketball.
No more basketball.
It's not called World Basketball Entertainment. It's called World Wrestling Entertainment. If you don't want wrestling in it, change the fucking name of the company.
Oh, I will. That's my next step.
Yeah. Call it World Entertainment. Don't fucking
Bruce
call it
Pritchard
World
did say in 2002 they were thinking about ways they could get wrestling out of the name. So
yeah,
they were doing the relaunch when they were changing the name.
Get it out of there. If you get the word wrestling out of the name of the company, I don't think you'll get as much criticism when people review your shows. But I'll tell you one thing: you're going to have to rev up the entertainment value of your shows, because at the end of the day, it's still a lot of it is still bad acting and fucking campy ass stories.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, thank God Becky Lynch got pregnant, so we have a good story. So that's good. Thankfully, she just stopped taking in the ass and let him come in her. All right. So that's our Raw review. Congratulations, Becky. I hope you enjoyed our baby shower for you. I guess we should have had mimosas, but whatever.
Becky, congratulations. Thanks for taking the time to take pictures with us.
Yes, we met Becky. That's right. We did meet Becky. She was very nice. I'm glad I burst in there, because we are never going to meet that woman again as long as we live.
Not when she's in her prime. Not before her body changes, yeah.
Oh, well, we won't be in our primes when she's out of her fucking prime. Whatchamacallit? Now, hold on. I want to bring something to your attention. A couple weeks ago, what did I say? Something's up with Becky Lynch, because they weren't mentioning her. Remember I said that? And they took her off the poster?
Yeah, but you said that she had corona or something.
All right, well, baby corona, it's the same shit, but now she's going to be gone for a year. So I thought, I think they already knew, and they were like, you know what, we'll just write you off. You can announce it in People Magazine. And she was like, no, I want to go to the ring and say it to the fans. I think they knew back then. But yeah, I called it. I knew something was wrong with you, Becky.
Yeah, you did. You win one Meltzer prize.
Hey, also, I had the scoop. Meltzer was just like, Hey, the other thing too is how crazy is her ascension in the last 2 years. The 2 years she's had, are just insane. When you think about all she accomplished in just 2 years, it's fucking. Because they didn't even believe in her 2 years ago. 2 years ago, the Money in the Bank, that when she went on the ladder, the fans were chanting for her, and the company was like, "Fuck this." And then they turned her heel, thinking they could get the crowd to turn against her. And now she's probably one of the biggest wrestling stars ever, just in under 2 years.
By the way, another scoop you had from way earlier was that you said now Roman Reigns is going to be treated like garbage, right? Which pretty much has been happening. He's been cut out a lot of things. But we did see him at Money in the Bank. I don't know if you remember. There was
I remember that. I forgot to mention that.
I think
they did, but I think they did that to say to the fans, like, look, we don't really. They gotta also play this weird game and no, we don't really hate this guy. So
yeah, because they lingered on his poster for a good deal.
I'll tell you what. I think he's gonna be regulated to Bobby Lashley status but no, I don't think so. Here's why I don't think so. The crowds will, when he walks out, I said the crowds are going to make him huge. They're going to have to push him because the crowds are going to be behind him because he stood up for what he believed in. And crowds appreciate that. He stood up for his kids and his family, and people love that shit.
Yeah, you're right. You're good. That's good. That's a good, that's it right here. May 11th.
But I'll tell you what, the moment he has a shitty match or he does something kind of corny and the crowd isn't cheering for him that much, Vince is going to bury the shit out of him. Because Vince is going to hold this against him.
You're right.
Fuck your kids. All right.
Dinosaurs never forget.
They never forget. Hey guys, thank you so much for listening. We will be back tomorrow with the Impact post show. Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.